Good afternoon. My name is Niko House, host of the political radio show Mikasa Sukasa, and I urge you all to donate to our One Follow $1 campaign started by myself, Tim Black, H.A. Goodman, and Hard Bastard, where we ask you all, or challenge you all, to show the establishment media that we do not need them anymore, that we will invest in the truth and we will support those who will bring the truth. Right now, I am at 550 since we started this campaign. Our goal is 1,000. We're less than halfway through the month, and we are more than halfway to our goal. I'm, just amazed at how quickly you all can band together and just, make the statement that, hey, we're not going to put up with your bullshit anymore. And if you won't give us the truth, then we will donate to someone and support those who will, so they can combat you. And that is exactly what I am here to do. And the other people that I listed, myself, Tim Black, H.A. Goodman, Hard Bastard, we're all here to do the same thing. And although some of us may be left-leaning and some of us may be right-leaning, we're all, in the sense, progressive because we want progress. As long as the truth that you're bringing is based off facts and isn't based off of a corporate narrative, then hey, you're free to bring that truth as long as it's honest. So with that being said, I am getting a little tired of fake conservatives. And when I say fake conservatives, I don't mean like they call themselves fiscally conservative, which usually means they want to cut back on government programs. And they hate taxing people and things like that. They always call themselves fiscally conservatives. They say they want little government, right? And the more if you've observed history, the more that you observe, the more you realize that that's bullshit. Most of these states, they don't want a limited, the whole idea of quote unquote limited government came from limited federal government, came from them wanting to maintain slavery in the southern states, just in case you all didn't know that. That's where that came from. So you have to forgive me if I'm not too keen on their idea of limited government, because when it came to like maybe slavery or segregation or even taxes for the wealthy, the maintaining Christian values, things like that, they want it to be controlled at the local levels, right? However, when it comes to minimum wage, when it comes to personal autonomy, when it comes to freedom of religion, just not pushing your own religion and things like that, we constantly see how the Republicans that elected Republicans are hypocritical as hell. Just in St. Louis, they have tried to roll back the minimum wage, after it had been increased to 10, back to $7.70, and they're making it a statewide law that no city can actually raise the minimum wage past the minimum wage of $7.70, which is state specific. This isn't the only state that has done this. The same thing has happened in North Carolina. That was actually what the bathroom bill had been about. It was more about businesses, because they allow businesses to legally discriminate who they hire. They allow businesses to legally discriminate against who they let in their businesses. They even forbade businesses and municipalities from being able to raise the minimum wage, like what was going to happen in Charlotte. And it's a little disgusting, because if a municipality is saying, hey, we need to raise the minimum wage so that people can afford to live here, then I think that you would figure the Republicans, who always tout that big governments need to stay out of the business of local governments, they need to stay away from, they want to keep politics local. Why are they overreaching? Why is the government telling people where they can and can't use the bathroom? Why are they telling people who they can and can't hire? Why are they telling people, why are they legalizing? It's just a huge overextension. If the money is there, the money is good, and Kansas City, for another example in Missouri, they're about to push an agenda for $15 an hour, a referendum on their next vote. And now they can't do it. And they pretty much have said that this is going to happen. The governor is not going to veto. And so we have another example of an overextension of the law. And then people say, well, they don't deserve 15. The government would adjust, or the market would adjust for minimum wage if it was necessary to increase. That's a lie. That is not even true, and you're not even basing that off of facts. Because if you base it off of facts, you would know that what has always determined the minimum wage has been the government. And they've always raised it to match productivity. Because if you have too much productivity, you have excess. And if people aren't making enough money to buy the products, you have waste. That's actually one of the biggest problems with crony capitalism, is that you have a bunch of waste. So if you look at the trends, productivity has not gone up, our pay has not gone up with productivity. So you're seeing this balance. This is the same balance that is actually killing the middle class as we speak. And so places actually that get hurt are places like McDonald's, Walmart, those corporations. If you don't know, McDonald's, they're trying to tout like, oh yeah, we have a bunch of machines now doing the work, and that's because of minimum wage. They're going to do that regardless. Automation is coming, it was coming, it's going to continue to come. But what they don't talk about is how McDonald's was failing and has had to fire a CEO in the last 3 years because there's nobody buying McDonald's. Why? The same reason that people aren't really shopping at Walmart like they used to and not buying as much as they used to. The truth of the matter is, if just using McDonald's as an example, these people pay millions of people shitty wages, and they are one of the largest reasons the middle class is dying. So think of it like this. If I'm poor, I can't afford to eat at McDonald's. If I'm upper middle to upper class, I'm not going to eat at McDonald's regularly. That means that your main demographic, which is lower middle class to middle class, you're killing. So they can't afford to eat at McDonald's either. You're putting them in the poor class. And those who end up becoming higher than that oftentimes don't eat at McDonald's regularly. And McDonald's is being punished for it. Walmart, same thing. Minimum wage doesn't hurt business. And Republicans are overreaching. Once again, getting involved in this, especially when it's talking about bettering the lives and the livelihood of others, that's the only time they want to get involved. It's never to help people. It's always to limit. It's always to limit what government can do to better people. They already don't do enough to better others anyway, unless it's rich people. But Republicans are horrible historically for small businesses. They're obviously horrible for LGBTQ and equal rights in general, or human rights in general, civil rights. They're horrible when it comes to economics. One state, you got Kansas about to go bankrupt. You know, they had to close down schools early. I mean, the list goes on. And yet they continue to tell you that they're all for small government and they hate overreaching government. It's hypocritical. Your elected officials are screwing you daily. And if they're trying to tell you that minimum wage increase would affect anything negatively, there might be a short-term loss for a very, very long-term gain. And that's about as far as that goes. Stop destroying people's livelihoods because lobbyists told you to. Thank you all so much for watching. Once again, I urge you all, join our One Follow $1 campaign. And always remember, find your balance. Peace.